Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be filming again. It's just something that just feels normal in my life right now, and I feel like right now my life just doesn't feel as normal as it normally does. So today we are going to be getting ready. We're going to be trying out some newer makeup launches, as well as just some other new products that aren't really new, but they are new to me. A little bit of old, a little bit of new, a little bit of high-end, a little bit of drugstore, just a little nice mix of everything. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. That way you will not miss any future uploads. Let's get to it. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but my skin is a bit glowy and dewy, and I already did my skincare. I just recently did my skincare about maybe 15 minutes ago. So I'm not going to put on any primer for today. So we are just going to hop right into it. Today we are going to be using the Rare Beauty. This is the Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer, and it does have broad spectrum of SPF 20 in it. So it's nice that it has sunscreen. I see it as an extra layer of protection. I wouldn't use this as my main sunscreen, but it is nice that it does have it, or if you forget to put on your sunscreen and you put this on, you might have a little bit of protection. So that's nice. I did get mine in the shade 30N. It does look a bit like yellow, orangey. It doesn't quite look neutral, so we will see. And then I'm just going to use my e.l.f. complexion duo brush to apply this. So I'm just gonna, it's so cute. I don't know what this little divot is for. Maybe it's so it doesn't roll or something. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to squeeze this on. I'm gonna do one side. I'm a little scared about the shade. And let's see if we get any type of coverage. Very dewy too. I think it's the Easy Drops from Fenty. I think that's what they're called. I love that tinted moisturizer, whatever you want to call it, because it doesn't leave your skin too dewy or super matte. It's just perfect. It just settles, it just blends in with your skin and feels like skin, and I do really love that. I don't know, I'm already kind of judging it. It doesn't look like it's going to be my favorite, but we will see. This is a product that I would not use a sponge for because you're barely getting any coverage to begin with. So there's really no coverage at all. All I really see is a tint, which is, it's a tint. So there's definitely a tint. But even my redness is not even covered up a whole lot, and most tints that I like that are my favorites do cover up and even out my redness. It's emphasizing my dry skin. It looks very dewy to the point where I almost look greasy and I don't know, oily, sweaty. It's just not my favorite. Maybe it's because my skin is very dewy to begin with, but I think this is a little bit of a dewier product than the Fenty one, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm going to use my fingers because with the Fenty Easy Drops, I like using my hands, and it's recommended to use your hands with that type of product, and I love using my hands with it. It doesn't feel weird using my hands. So I'm going to do this side and see. It doesn't feel gross, because sometimes, I don't know, it's some products, if you feel if it feels like a foundation and it's thick, it just kind of feels gross and weird using your hands. If you are going to use your hands, please make sure you wash your hands, but I feel like if you have texture and dry skin, it's not looking cute. But it did blend in pretty good with my hands as well. So, if you're a hands girl or a sponge, not a sponge, a brush, I think either way would work. Obviously, it's a little messier if you use your fingers. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to keep playing with this, but as of right now, it's not my favorite. My Fenty Easy Drops are still my favorite. So I'm going to spot conceal a little bit just because I feel like I just need a little bit more coverage. I was going to put this underneath, but then I was like, no, I want to see what kind of coverage I'm getting from the tint. So I'm just going to put this on top. This is the Sephora Clear and Cover Acne Treatment Cream Concealer. And I'm just going to use the opposite side of the brush. focus it a little bit more, and then I'm going to use the other side to just really push it in. My chin is not looking cute at all because I've just been so like dry. Like some of my skin's fine, but certain parts of my skin has been so dry lately. Okay, so I'm just gonna put on some concealer. This is just the NYX Bear With Me concealer. So the concealer is blended. This is a very creamy, hydrating concealer, so I do need to set it, otherwise it would be creasing like crazy. It's a nice, I want to say like light to medium coverage concealer. It's nice for those like skin tint days because it's not full coverage and it doesn't look heavy or cakey. You can maybe build it up to almost full coverage, but for me, I get like a nice medium coverage out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it with the e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. I haven't used this in quite a bit, so I thought I'd break it out today. So guys, I do have an update. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier. This is the Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. So I'm going to use this all over the rest of my face. I feel like that looks so much better. As you can see, I still have like a nice glow to my skin. This powder does not make you look super matte and flat, but it just calms it down a bit so you're not so sticky and dewy. I hate that feeling. Alright, so I'm going to do brows really quick. I'm just going to use a Doll Face, and this is the Xoxo Chiseled Brow Pencil. This is in deep brown. So I'm going to use this really quick, and I will be right back. Alright, so brows are done. I did set it with the Morphe 2 Brow Gel. My brows are a bit darker than like my main head of hair. I feel like my roots are dark, but I feel like they're just a little bit bold, but my hair has faded since I used that brow pencil. So anywho, I just want to use something different because I feel like I always use the same thing. So I think I want to jump into eyes and then we will go back to complexion. For the first time ever, I ordered something from Lunar Beauty, which is Manny MUA's brand, and I have never ordered anything from him. So he came out with a palette that actually grabbed my attention, and it is the Nude Prism eyeshadow palette, and it is freaking gorgeous. So for those who don't know who Manny MUA is, that's him right there. So he did come out with this like whole collection. Make sure I'm filming. So the eyeshadow palette is $48. There is also a new blush palette in this collection, which is $35. And then there are different types of lip oils that are $18 each. So this is the packaging. It's like blossom themed. It's literally gorgeous. So Lunar Beauty is all about the moon, of course, so it goes with theme of the brand. But look at this packaging. You still get the beautiful like cherry blossom themed packaging, and then you have the back. So it is so freaking beautiful. You do get a mirror as well. Look at these colors. Like, it's just such a beautiful palette. Like, my lighting is probably not doing this palette justice, but it is a gorgeous palette. I'm actually going to go in with Vibes. I was going to go in with I'm Shy, but I'm going to go in with Vibes first. There's a little bit of kickback, but that's okay. That usually means there's some sort of pigment. And I'm just going to go in the crease with this. Oh, so my announcement, or like my news, is that we got a puppy. And I feel like so many people are gonna be like, girl, you're always complaining about stress and your life being so chaotic. Why? And it's like, it hasn't been 100% an easy road, because a puppy is a lot of work. Like, a puppy is no joke. A puppy is, I'm not saying it's equivalent to a child or a baby, but like, it's still a lot of work. And the difference is, you know, a child you always have to take with you or have child care for it, versus a puppy, crate train, and you can leave it home alone. So again, I have both. I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but it's a lot of work. And when you have a toddler, it's even more work, because you have to make sure that you're watching the toddler and the puppy when they're playing together, so they're not hurting each other. And it can be a lot. And then you have, I'm in the middle of, like, we're trying to potty train Liana, and now we're house training the puppy, which I'm not gonna lie, house training the puppy has been easier than potty training my daughter. So, you know, but what? Next, I'm gonna go into Apricot. All right, next I'm gonna go into Apricot, which is the shade right next to Vibes. But yeah, so this is probably gonna be the longest part of the video, is my eyeshadow, because of me talking. But I feel like it's the best time to talk while I'm blending. We got a puppy. She is a Dachshund mix. We did not get her from a breeder. I work at an animal shelter, so believe me when I tell you, we adopted. And yeah, she's fitting in though. I mean, it's an adjustment for everyone, of course. It's never easy when you have animals and everyone has to get like used to each other, so it's a very slow process. But she's 10 weeks old. I adopted her when she was 9 weeks. So I feel like she's been in our family for so much longer than a week and a half, but you know, her and Liana get along pretty well. She's a puppy, so she gets nippy and she needs to learn, you know, not to mouth and bite and things like that. So, but for the most part, her and my daughter get along so well, and I really wanted for Liana to have that like puppy, you know, like growing up with a puppy experience. It's something I always wanted as a child, and when I was older, I got to have a cat, but it just wasn't the same. So she, you know, was born into a house of animals already. We already had 2 dogs and 3 cats when she was born. So so yeah, so I wanted to have, you know, the other dogs accept her, and you know, every day they're learning a little bit more to tolerate her, because obviously it's a change for them too. But Liana just wanted that dog friendship, and the other dogs were just like, no, you can sit next to me, you can pet me. But she wanted a dog that she can really play with. You know, she would always try to play with the dogs, and they just wanted nothing to do with her. So to see her have so much fun and joy with a puppy, it's so, like, it makes my heart so happy to see her like running back and forth with this puppy, and you know, playing with it and holding it and reading to her and helping me train her and like, it's just, she's so involved. It's so crazy. We are obviously the owners and taking care of the puppy, but we call it, like we say, it's her puppy. So like, go get your puppy, and she tells, like, she said, my puppy is my puppy. So the responsibility that it's teaching her, and the responsibility that she's naturally taken on, it blows my mind. When she sees the puppy doing something it's not supposed to, she will get down and take something away that the puppy shouldn't be chewing on, like shoes or whatever. And she'd be like, no, puppy, and she'll grab a toy and give it to the puppy. Like, it's insane how intelligent she is, and I'm just so excited. Like, yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of extra chaos. It's more time out of my day, and she's only 10 weeks, so she needs her rabies when she's 12 weeks, and her more boosters, and then once that's all done, she is going to be going into some puppy classes, and I also want to get her enrolled once she's done with probably like her training classes, like doggy and puppy playtime. Because I feel like she's going to need it, because the other dogs, the one dog likes to play with her, but she doesn't know how to play with the older dog, and not the older dog, she's not a senior, but she's older, of course, than the puppy. And I need to keep going. I think I'm gonna go into, just keep going down the row and go into Sakura. But yeah, so I just can't wait to do more things with her and continue her socialization and stuff, because so important at this age, the younger they are, to socialize the heck out of them, because the last thing you want is an under-socialized dog, let me tell you. So I'm gonna go into the shade Sam, which is like a nice like rose gold with like all these other dimensional shimmers in it. It's so freaking gorgeous. Ooh, they literally feel like butter. Oh my god, that is freaking gorgeous. Like, this shade is beautiful. Like, you guys don't understand how beautiful this shade is. Oh my god, like these shimmers in here, they almost feel like they're gonna be like a cream, but they're like a powder. It's amazing what he just did. So all right, so we're done with the eyeshadows. I freaking love this eyeshadow palette so much. Like, this palette is worth it just for like the shimmers alone, but the mattes that come with it, this is such a great everyday palette, glam palette. Like, this palette is gorgeous. He so did that, and good for him. Congratulations, Manny MUA. This is amazing. I'm just gonna put on some mascara really quick. I've been trying out the Milk Makeup Kush Waterproof Mascara. Maybe it's because it's the waterproof one, but it's not my favorite. So I'm gonna layer it with the Voluminous Lash Paradise. And then for my lower lashes, because I'm extra, I'm gonna use the Fierce Flare Length and Sculpt Mascara from Dollface. Alright, so next we are going to bronze. So for bronzer, we are gonna be using the brand new Fenty Beauty, and this is the Stalk'R Eye and Face Bronzer Highlighter Palette. I have her cream bronzer and cream blush, but when I saw this, I don't have any of her like regular powder bronzers or highlights, so I just like how this can be such a universal palette because it is made for your face and for your eyes. So you have like your crease shades or just like your one eye and done shades. You have your darker brown here that obviously if you're darker complexion you can use as a bronzer, but you can also use it for like to make like eyeshadow liner. So it's so universal. And then you do have your highlighter shades that you can use as like eyeshadows or highlighters. So I'm gonna use most likely this shade in the middle here. This one's Private Island. So we're gonna use that shade. This type of brush here fits perfectly in it. So just so you know, this shade is perfect. For a second I was like, is my vision going blurry? I forgot to take the film off of the bronzer palette, guys. Going crazy. Right, this packaging is beautiful. The only thing about it is that it gets so fingered up. I do like this bronzer because it's not like looking muddy. It's looking super smooth, and it's just literally looking perfect. So I'm gonna use this little brush here from Shein, and I'm gonna dip into the lighter bronzer, the contour. Yeah, it's not really showing up on me. I'm gonna go back into that one, the other one I used. I don't want it too crazy. Next, I'm going to jump into this blush, which I've been dying to use as well, but I didn't. This is the Bare Minerals Blonzer. So this is supposed to be can be used as like a brush bronzer all in one. Don't really know with the shades. I don't know how that would really work, but I am definitely going to use it as a blush today. This is the Kiss of Copper shade, and I have another Bare Mineral blush that I absolutely freaking love, so I'm hoping I love this one just as much because the other one's getting old, and I'm trying to use it as much as I can before I have to discard it. I don't know if I'm going to use the highlights in this palette because this blush might be enough glow for us. I can see like what they mean by bronzer, because when you put it on, I mean this shade, I don't know about the other shade, I mean it's not something I would literally, you know, put all over my face like I would bronzer, but on the cheeks it does warm up the cheeks, and it almost gives you that like sunburn look, you know. So I kind of get it. I would keep it more towards the back because it is shimmery, and normally I don't like those types of blushes, but with the new technique that I've been using with my blush, by keeping it more in the back and higher up where you would normally put highlighter, I don't mind it anymore. But I would never put this blush like super close in this area. Like even right now it's a little too close for my liking. But if you keep it as far back as possible. Well, I'm not going to put on a highlighter today, but I will swatch the highlighters in this palette here. So this one is, we have Fat Glass as the lighter shade and Gold Card as the darker one. So this one is Fat Glass and this one is Gold Card. Gold Card and Fat Glass. Fat Glass would probably be more of my highlight shade. Maybe in the summer when I'm super tan, I'll be able to pull off Gold Card, but for the most part, Gold Card I would probably use as just like an eyeshadow. All right, so last but not least, we're gonna do a lip combo. So this is a new lip liner from LA Colors. I have tried one of these before on in another video, but I have not tried the shade. So this is Fetching. So we are gonna give this a try. It's like a peachy nude. These are very, very, very creamy, and I remember saying last time, and I still, you know, agree with my opinion, is that they're just a little bit too creamy for my liking. I did grab like 2 or 3 shades. I think I grabbed like 3 shades at the same time. So they're not ones I would probably repurchase, but I don't mind using them while I have them. And then this is the Mega Slick Lip Gloss from Wet n Wild. This is one of the newer shades that they recently came out with. Again, I have tried another shade in another video, but I grabbed this shade as well. This shade is Nude Mood. It's not like super pigmented. Even with the lip liner, you can see where the lip liner ends. It's like a Your Lips But Better type, you know what I mean? It's not super opaque, but it's nice. So to quickly finish off about the puppy really quick, her name is Coco. Her original name that we got when we got her from the shelter was Daisy, and although I was thinking about keeping it, I'm just like, not really feeling it. So because I feel like she is going to grow up with my daughter, and my daughter is going to be more involved with her. My daughter at the moment loves Coco Melon, and also a coworker, because the puppy is the puppy and it's like a baby, the whole TikTok thing where it's like, you know, okay Coco, you know, when mommy says no, you say okay, and she's like, I'm just a baby. So my one coworker is obsessed with that, and so we kept saying, you know, every time like we were holding her, she's like, I'm just a baby, and then she was starting to call her Coco, and I was like, oh my god, I think I like that. So I took a day to think about it, and then I finalized her adoption, and I told my husband, I said, what do you think about Coco? And he was like, that's actually like not bad, and it's easy for my daughter to say right now. It just rolls off the tongue, it's short, it's sweet. And I was like, it's perfect because Liana knows how to say Coco, because she's always saying Coco Melon when she wants to watch Coco Melon. So it just seemed right. It made sense. And they say when you know, you know. And it's like, we knew. Her name's going to be Coco. So yeah, so her name is Coco. She is a dachshund. We think she's mixed with beagle. We're not sure. Her ears look like Cocker Spaniel, like how they have like the wavy hair on the ears. So yeah, so if you follow me on social media, you'll definitely see stories of her all the time, because her and my daughter is hilarious. But yeah, that is everything for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please do not forget to subscribe and hit that like button. It definitely will help. Leave comments down below. I would love to talk to you. Do you guys have any of these products? Have you guys tried them? Do you guys like them? And what was your favorite product that I used in today's video? Let me know. Remember guys, beauty is not just on the outside, it is on the inside too. So remember to treat people the way you would want to be treated. Until next time, bye.